In this video, I want to share with you the big word Agile that we always apply to data projects. Because today, everybody wants to be Agile. Everybody wants to make things super flexible. And the question is, how does it really apply to data projects? Well, it's not exactly like a product development process. We're not talking about Agile methodology. We're more talking about being constantly able to adjust to the moving shape of data. And two elements I'd love to really share with you that will help you being more successful. The first one is you should never try to enforce a technology, a process, or a way to work without trying to alter the other elements around. It's like putting a square peg in a round hole, or vice versa. You have to keep in mind that the world of data is made of data, technology, people, and processes. And you need to work on all four elements to make that balance happen. It's not one, it's not two, it's all four. And another approach that really served me well is what I would describe as looking at both sides of the tunnel. Imagine as you're building your data project, you're managing data, there's always data input and there's insight output. And as you start building a new analytics, a new process, you're going to start from somewhere, maybe looking at the output. So let's say you start building a report, an analysis, a pro forma that shows, that features how things would look like. Well, never go too deep in there. As soon as you have the beginning of a report or a typical analysis, go check on the other side of the tunnel to see if the data is actually available. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Maybe there's more. So once you have that, you can go back to the other side and say, okay, I do have the data, actually have a little less and a little more. How does that impact my analysis? And then you tweak your analysis, and then you go back again, say, okay, now can I get more data, or how can I make my data better so that my analysis is better? And you go back and forth until the two ends meet in the middle. And that is absolutely key to make sure that whenever you invest time and money and resource in your data project, you know you're actually going somewhere. I would mention one example that totally illustrates that behavior. In a large company I used to work for, there was once a presentation to the executive team, and that was a big deal. It was all about the management of the whole HR business, being able to give indicators about the actuals, the forecasts, and the budgets, everything clustered by cost center, by group, by departments, and so forth and so on. And there was that memorable meeting that was illustrated by a very thick PowerPoint slide deck, which featured so many beautiful charts and so many beautiful analysis that says, this is what we're going to deliver for you, Mr. and Mrs. Executive Team members. And people were sold with that idea because indeed the slide deck looked wonderful. It was colorful. The charts were so amazing. But what happened at that time is people forget to check whether data was available or not. So the whole executive team was sold on this holy grail of dashboard and analysis about HR. But when this group started to really work and get the data together, they realized that the data was not there. First of all, it did not exist at all. Second, it was not in the right granularity. Third, it was not even produced at the cadence they wanted it for. At the end of the day, when this project was presented back to the executive team, out of the 16 to 20 slides that they were originally, only 2 were still standing, and part of it was still very confused. That's why whenever you start thinking about analysis and insight delivery, always make sure to check the other side of the tunnel to make sure that data is there and vice versa.